Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
showtime. We're live.
All right. Everything's working, right?
Let's go. Let's try it out.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Yeah, part two, because
Part two.
part one never worked.
We're going
All
part
right.
two.
Are we live all across?
We sure are.
Okay, great.
Yeah, success this time.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about the missing piece of health, fat loss, and longevity.
Fiber, baby.
It's our wonderful newest launch, fiber.
Organic fiber.
Organic fiber, yes. Can't forget about that. First off, thanks for joining us. Appreciate everybody being here. Again, sorry if you were here on Monday and we
failed to launch.
Technical difficulties. But we did do our presentation and we're going to do it again. Leave comments, questions. Please. We love them. We'll get to questions regarding the topic at the end.
And make sure you guys are liking and subscribing too, please. It helps both of us. It helps stay in touch with us, and it helps us to get in touch with you guys. So it's awesome.
So did you know that over 95% of people are not getting enough fiber?
Yeah, I did.
And this
is called 100. Let's just say 95 to 100. Let's just say everybody.
I mean, this is no secret. We all have heard of fiber.
Yeah.
We know about fiber. Doctors have been recommending fiber.
I was going to say that. GI docs, of course, right? Yeah. Like colonic cancers, like colon cancers are way up on the rise. The screening, like think about how like many people are treated now, diagnosed with colorectal cancer.
Right.
So GI docs are always talking about fiber.
Yes.
Right. Your primary care physicians are always talking about because the cholesterol and the heart benefits. Your cardiologists are talking about because your health benefits.
Right.
Your women's doctors, your hormone doctors, are talking about it for PCOS and different women's health conditions, hormone balancing.
100%.
Crazy. Weight loss doctors, all the functional doctors now. I mean, so it's like kind of like I call it like a fish oil, similar to fish oil, right? Where it's got a nice universal recommendation.
Yeah, and it's necessary.
Very little downside. Although we will tell you, eat the artichokes, eat the asparagus, eat the leeks. I know it's rare; those are foods you don't commonly eat, but like, come on.
Yeah, dietary fiber necessary, 100% necessary. But if you're not getting enough fiber, this is likely something that's sabotaging your metabolism, your gut health, your weight loss.
Yep.
Your vitality. I mean, it's a big deal.
It is.
Really is a big deal. And it's such an easy thing to supplement with, and it's very versatile.
It is easy. It is very versatile.
Very, very easy. Yeah. So first, I just want to talk about like how much fiber should we be getting in a day? Women, it's about 25 to 28.
Okay.
And men, it's about 30 to 38.
Okay.
Seems like very attainable, right? I'll just tell you right off the bat here, our fiber has 8 grams.
Which is more than most.
Which is definitely more than most fibers on the market. Yep. So it just also shows you the importance of also getting fiber from whole food sources. So this is, again, it's a supplement to a healthy diet. This is in addition. So the reality is the average person is getting about 10 to 15 grams.
Okay.
That's a big deal. That's really undercutting. I mean, of course, it's going to vary. Let's just talk about it's going to vary across certain diets. Maybe your keto diet, right? You're going to be low in fiber, right? Because fiber is your carbohydrates. You avoid the beans, all that. Your carnivore diet, right? Just eating the meat, very low. You're going to be very low in fiber. So certain things, and I'm not like knocking these diets. Right. If that's a diet that works for you, wonderful. But you need to supplement with fiber. You need to make sure you are still reaching your daily goal to also reach your health benefits.
And remember what those goals are too. Like we said about many things, right? The goals. Like they're talking about like the recommendations, recommended daily allowance or dietary allowances.
Yes.
They're really just to prevent like
bad things from
deficiencies or shortcomings, right? They're not really talking about optimal health.
Yes.
So as we talk through all of the different things in life and how to improve and be your best version of yourself, I mean, usually it's more fiber than that.
Yeah, strive for more.
Right. If you're eating more of your fruits and vegetables throughout the day and you're supplementing with the powder, you're going to be over 30 grams.
Yep.
And your gut's probably going to love you for it.
Yeah. And I just honestly, so many people are want to lose weight. You rarely have the person that says, I don't want to lose any weight. Sometimes, okay, well, you're different.
Special.
So
he's special.
Typically that last 10 to 15 pounds is what we struggle with. Okay. It just doesn't budge. I'm doing everything. I'm going to hear this all the time. Eating healthy. I'm moving my body. I'm sleeping well. My stress is down. I feel great. But these last 10 to 15 pounds just are not moving. And it tends to be maybe around like the midsection. fiber could be your missing link, 100%. So introduce this, give your body time to adjust. I promise you it's going to make a difference. Why? It helps you feel full. Longer,
satiety.
Right?
Satiety.
Yep.
And it activates GLP-1, which is also a reason why you feel satiety, but it also slows gastric transit time. So food stays a little bit longer in the stomach, which means it can ferment more by the bacteria, which means it can produce more short chain fatty acids, which we'll get into that in a minute.
Right. But these kind of, so when I'm saying this right now, just talking about weight loss, you're going to notice that they go along with everything else. So like you just did the role also in like gut health also. Slows carbohydrate absorption, which means it's reducing our insulin spikes.
Right.
This also goes for diabetics, right? But also we know if we control our blood sugar, then we keep our insulin low, we keep our blood sugar low, where it's easier to lose weight. Fiber helps with that. It improves our gut microbiome. It improves the diversity. It feeds it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you need to feed the good bugs in your gut so they can replicate.
Yes.
It helps detoxification.
Yes.
By binding to our toxins and extra like hormones too.
Yeah.
Have you ever just said your bad estrogen's high, stuff like that? The fiber helps to bind to it and helps us excrete it. So remember, it's a very big role.
Non-digestible, non-absorbable, right? Fiber does not absorb. It's not even really being digested. So it's just moving through. Now the soluble and the insoluble do a little bit different things, and we'll talk about that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, definitely when we break down the specifics on our organic fiber and what sets it apart from the rest. So I kind of just went through weight loss. So maybe you can take a deeper dive into how it regulates blood sugar and insulin sensitivity, helping our diabetics.
Well, if I do that, it's just going to cover all the topics, to be honest. If we just talk simply about the mechanism of action of fiber, exactly, like we kind of already started, which is great. So I think ultimately, though, what people need to know is that, after dietary sources like whole food sources, supplementing with a high quality, it should definitely be organic. It should be tested for metals. It should have all of the certificate of analysis available to you, which we do. We provide that to you guys on the website. But you want to have, what you want to look for in a high quality fiber is a multi-strain of fibers. You want multiple types of fiber. You want this particular fiber has 5 different fibers, but it has the soluble and the insoluble fiber. So the soluble fiber will do a little bit more of the absorbing of water. So like psyllium husk, for instance, like it expands into a gelatinous kind of mass, and it helps improve motility and kind of absorbs water, and so it's a good way to move and bulk forming, right? But because it's a soluble fiber, so the psyllium is a fiber, a soluble fiber, and so is the inulin. But both soluble fibers they're awesome because they're prebiotics. They're food for the good bacteria. So what they do is the bacteria feed on them, they ferment it, they digest the fiber, and then the byproduct is short chain fatty acids. Those are acetate, propionate, and butyrate. Those are the primary ones. Butyrate is pretty common. Most people know about butyric acid, but if you don't, that's cool. You don't need to. But the short chain fatty acids do absorb, and they do have a lot of biochemical reactions that they're part of and responsible. A big part of immune health. Of course, they're part of the insulin response and blood sugar control and all these different things. So that's where a lot of the benefit comes from with the soluble fibers, because you're generating these short chain fatty acids. And of course, they are helping move the gut through, right? I mean, they're increasing peristalsis, which is the kind of the contractory forces of the stomach. And then there's the insoluble fiber, which in particular is the pea protein. And that's a bulk forming, right? That just kind of moves through. It's a bulk forming. It just helps move things through. But I mean, you need both. Right. That's how it exists in nature. That's how you want to get it. And then you have the baobab and the chia seed, which are both soluble and insoluble fiber. But man, they're packed. They're like nutrient powerhouses. They have a lot of other benefits. So, there's a lot of different ways these things work. I mean, they work, of course, by, like we talked about, GLP-1 activation. Like those weight loss drugs, they activate GLP-1 receptors. They're agonists on the receptor site. And so they do that. But again, there's so many other benefits of fiber that most people are just kind of neglecting to recognize. And I think overall people know, oh yeah, fiber, I should do fiber. I need fiber, right? But it could be just so many different reasons or different exposures why you might need it. Like your dad was told he had diverticulosis, and the doc was like, you definitely need to be supplementing with fiber. And so it's funny timing. You're just like, oh well, we're just launched.
Right. And he was always one that has always been taking Metamucil, which I'm sure many of you are also on that. But remember, that's just one. That's just
yeah. And it depends on them. They're not great. They're not great.
I also think that it has dyes in it.
I think, there's a lot of junk in their products.
So you just have to, you have to be smart about what you're doing. But I mean, like you said, like we talked about the weight loss, gut health, detoxification, blood sugar control,
inflammation control.
Yep. Which is also heart health. Yep. Lowers LDL. Yep. Healthy blood, great for your blood pressure.
Right.
Hormone balance, and not like I said, we get the detoxification of the excess estrogen, but it also can help reduce PMS, bloating, fatigue. Yeah. And just longevity support, which is basically the inflammation and chronic disease reduction. I mean, this is a big deal, and it's just such an easy, simple.
And what's weird, it's what's funny, if you have like bowel not disorders, but say you have like diarrhea or constipation, right? Mm-hmm. And like they say stool consistency is a big thing. Like doctors want to talk to you about it because it's an indicator of your overall health, right? It should be soft, it should be snake-like kind of thing, whatever. But like ultimately, either one of those conditions, fiber is recommended. If you have a lot of like diarrhea and loose stool, well, it'll absorb some of the water and help with that. If you're constipated, it'll help with the movement and help you move it along and through. So it helps with heartburn. I mean, it helps with all these different things. And you just, again, it's sort of like, let's get dietary first, but then let's supplement second, Right. And we need it. So, and it can help with a lot of things. I was just looking at some other things, like gut permeability, right? Because short chain fatty acids help with that. I made some notes of some things. Like we talked about microbiome diversification. She mentioned earlier, it feeds the good bacteria and kills the bad bacteria. Well, the good bacteria, you want multiple different species, right? Like, but this stuff mostly is feeding Akkermansia, which there's a real trend on Akkermansia right now. Bifidobacterium, Lactobacillus genus, all of these different genuses like that are benefit from it, which is great because that's why the multi-strain is so important. Different types of soluble fiber, different bacteria feed on different strains. So that's very good. And then of course, like something like apple cider vinegar we have in here, which can also keep at bay the bad bacteria, like E. coli, for an example. Right. It can help suppress the E. coli overgrowth. So that's great for the microbiome.
Just thinking about it on the other side, so you can think of this as like what happens when fiber is low. You can have constipation and bloating. Sure. You can have blood sugar spikes and crashes. So we know when that blood sugar spikes, it's coming down. It's coming down hard. We can have hormonal imbalances because of the lack of fiber in our diet. We can have that unwanted weight gain, specifically the belly fat. Again, high cholesterol, poor heart health, and we can have an increased inflammation and toxic buildup. We can have all of that if we're not getting the right amount of fiber. So you think about it, fiber does all this, great. But if you're not getting it, you kind of have to think about it the other way. Because you might be like, oh, well, I don't have anything, so I'm not going to take fiber. Well, you can get all those things from having a deficiency in daily fiber intake. Looking at it with food, how we talk about with food, I just want to give you a few examples of high fiber foods. But like, here's an artichoke. It's rare that we're sitting down and eating a whole artichoke. I love them to death. They are a pain in the butt to make. They are. But 10 grams of fiber per artichoke. So, I mean, that's really good. If you're not into eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, it's super high. Green peas, about 8 grams per cup. Yep. Broccoli, 5 grams per cup. Brussels sprouts, 4 grams. Your beans, which are really great. This is all per cup. Lentils, about 15 grams. Same with black beans, chickpeas. Now, it's hard for a lot of us to just eat a cup of beans, right? Without side effects, So that's why it's also like maybe you're getting a quarter cup of beans. You're getting some fiber, but again, we still need, the importance of supplementing. And then, the chia seeds are in here. Fruit, you can get, raspberries are high, 8 grams per cup. Pears, 5.5. Bananas, only 3. But your avocado, do you know what an avocado has? You're not going to eat a whole cup of avocado because that's a lot of fat and a lot of high calories. But a cup of avocado has 10 grams of fiber. And then figs. Figs are great. 10 grams of fiber per half cup. So get it there. So just saying you need to be getting it from your diet and you need to be getting it from supplementation. I did see a question here. Can you take it twice a day? Sure. It depends on what your daily needs. So it's also good to, what I love about the food tracker that I always recommend, MyFitnessPal. It does also track your fiber, so it's really nice to see. But your body will tell you if you're getting too much. But space it out if you are going to do a double dose. Start with one and introduce it.
Maybe even start with half of one if you've never supplemented with fiber.
Yeah.
But you really need to increase your water intake if you're not there already. So I would say, not to jump to the end, but the downside of fiber supplementation for those that have never done it is like if you jump in too much too fast, it can stop you up. So that's why we say, look, make sure you're well hydrated, drink enough water, especially the psyllium husk, right? It absorbs a lot of water. So do.
This is something that's been happening to us. Is it on? Oh, can they hear us?
It's not the other camera. Yeah, they can hear. Yeah, you got us loud and clear, I hope. My face. Yeah. All right, sorry guys. I know you're looking at my face, but a new camera coming through here. This is technical difficulty thing has been a real struggle with these setup.
It is lately. Okay.
There we
back.
go.
And
all right, guys. Well, we're going to stick with this camera.
Okay.
Here we are.
Okay. All right. It's okay, but we're getting to wrapping it up. So you did talk about you did talk about
All right,
we're going to keep it here.
Yep, we're not going to mess with it anymore.
Again, you want your soluble, insoluble fiber in here, prebiotic, power for the gut. Obviously clean.
Yes,
this is USDA organic. There are no artificial sweeteners, colors, preservatives. It's gentle on the stomach. Taste wise, it does have a little bit of would you say cinnamon? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got cinnamon in it.
Yeah,
cinnamon in there. Cinnamon, lemon, turmeric,
right? The
ginger. That's all natural flavor. Like that's absolutely whole food natural flavor.
Right.
That's what I love about this formulation. There's no flavoring, right?
So
There's
when we say it's unflavored, it doesn't mean it's tasteless. Because obviously from the natural ingredients in there, it has a taste. It's delicious. But I just been putting in our protein shakes. I love to put all my powders in them because it's just an easy way to get it all done. So again, we said it all. You've got to make sure you're taking fiber every day. I mean, it's not optional. It is not optional. It's foundational. It is foundational for your health. I don't know. I can't say it enough.
Well, let me run down a few things I've got then, right? Let me just go to shoot down this because this is important, right? We talked about the first two types of fiber that we have on here, inulin and psyllium husk. Okay, those are going to be your soluble fibers. Then we have the pea fiber. That's your insoluble fiber. Then you have your baobab and chia seed. Those are both soluble and insoluble. But I want to read something real cool about the baobab. Baobabs, they also contain flavonoids, terpenoids, saponins, all these different cool alkaloids and different compounds. Remember, plants can have up to 50,000 different beneficial plant compounds in it. So having those available, like that's the type of stuff we encourage you to eat. Has a lot of beneficial downstream effects. It's all these benefits. And the chia seed we said is insoluble. The apple cider vinegar. Now it's not a fiber source, but guys, blood sugar control can help improve insulin sensitivity, can slow down the digestion of carbs. Really good for acid reflux.
It has such a synergistic.
It does. It has so many benefits. It can improve the gut microbiota. We talked about that. So cinnamon powder is awesome. We know it's a really super powerful, strong antioxidant. Blood sugar control and inflammation control is great. And then the lemon fruit we also have its plant compounds. It's high in vitamin C, terpenes, antioxidants. Ginger root, you guys, it's like a very traditional remedy, right? When people have had like nausea, vomiting, or upset stomach, what do you like? Typically, grandma would say, ginger. Ginger would be good for that. So ginger is good. It alleviates and aids in digestion, right? So that's awesome. The turmeric, I mean, it's from millennia now. It's been in Ayurvedic medicine, so high in antioxidants. And so much benefit for gut health again. So just remembering the whole kind of our mottos, the gut is a second brain. We really want to nourish it. And with fiber, it has so many other benefits. And I know we've made that clear to you guys by now. So we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, let me just say too, I mean, we cannot leave here without saying the price.
Because please go ahead.
It blows my mind. $19.95 for members. If you're not a member and you're buying at retail, $19.95. I mean, guys, that's insane. This is a 30-day supply, or it's 30 servings, should I say. I did see somebody ask, how about a glass of it before your meals? Yes, it will help you eat less.
Yes,
it will fill you up.
45 minutes before your meals.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
But just start with one. Start with one scoop, maybe before your biggest meal of the day. We always tend to have one, our bigger meal of the day. So whatever that is for you, just have a scoop of fiber before that. I mean, it will definitely help. I'm just kind of going through, ordering here. I see a lot of people were saying no sound, but
we fixed it. I'm sorry, guys.
We just don't have the right camera working. So Angel says it's easy to eat an entire avocado. Yes, that is very true.
No doubt.
It is true. They are so good. All right. I mean, a lot of great comments, just like of how excited you guys are about this product. It's been a long time coming. I know we've all been excited, but anytime we do something that's organic cert, it takes time.
It does. Organic certification is a tough one, but we nailed it. You guys absolutely love it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching.
Yes, make sure you go to livegood.com. Check out all of our other products. You can read more about our amazing fiber. If you have any further questions, make sure you email me. If I missed something today, please always email me, Lisa@livegood.com.
Until next time, thanks for watching.
All right.
Bye guys.